everyone. Welcome to Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey. So we just had a recent drop from Sutliff with a new aromatic for the fall season and specifically for Halloween called Maple Shadows. And we're going to give you our thoughts about that. But before we start, just wanted to remind you guys about the Tobacco Tasters coming up at the end of October. We are doing The Haunting from Warped. And I'm not sure if you can get that anymore. I hope you went out and got yours. But we're going to give you our thoughts about that one. It's got a little bit of cigar leaf in it. And that's coming up in 2 weeks or something like that. It's very soon. Yeah. So if you can get your hands on some, you might want to try it and give your thoughts about it as well. All right. Well, Vegas is in the books.
Yep.
And Texas show is coming up here pretty quick. Second week of November.
Yeah.
So we are just almost out of
pipe shows this year.
Pipe show seasons, yeah. So we won't have another one until what, February?
Is it February?
I think the St. Louis one is in February.
We'll have to double check.
Yeah,
but Christmas and all that before that.
But anyway, all right. So we are going to talk about Maple Shadows. A couple things about this one. It is a burley blend. It is an aromatic. It's got a little bit of a maple topping on it. It's a ribbon cut, and it's got some Kentucky, some regular burleys, and some Virginias in it. Black Cavendish, probably mostly of the Virginias.
Yeah.
Strength on this one is medium. The taste on this one is medium. And we'll talk about some other things as we go along. Now, not sure exactly if you can get this. I checked today. The bigger online stores are out.
Yeah, they're out.
But some of the smaller online stores still have them. So do a search for it. And then also your brick and mortars probably have them.
Check your brick and mortars, guys.
When this came out, it was like $23, $24 a tin.
But it only came in a certain size option.
It only came in an 8-ounce size. But for $23, that breaks down to like $2.88 an ounce or something.
That's a good price.
That's definitely Sutliff bulk blend price is what that is. But anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but the price is really right. But let's see if this is something that we can dig, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
And I've got a lot to say about it. So.
All right. Well, let's start with the tin note and see what you think about that.
Okay. So, I will insider secret. Dad did give this to me to smell before he ever told me what it was. So, primarily what first came out on my tin note was, the burleys. To me. I smelt the brown sugar sweetness of like a maple-esque view. But there's a good nuttiness coming through. There's a good bready nuttiness coming through, which led me to believe, okay, this is a burley blend, so I'm going to get a good feeling of a nicotine blend in this. There's a little bit of vegetation, slight floralness coming through from the Kentuckys and things like that. But then right behind it, I knew it was a Sutliff blend, right behind it because of that tart, tangy citrus type smell that came through. So, he didn't have to tell me it was Sutliff before I knew, this is Sutliff Virginias that are being played with right here. And then just the nuttiness. The nuttiness really comes through. Slightly sugary, a little bit earthy, but it didn't strike me at first as a maple style blend. And I'll tell you why when we get to the taste. That's really what I'm getting through on the tin note.
The topping on this is very light. The maple it's not strong like some of other maple
Autumn
blends
Evening.
from Autumn Evening from C&D, some of the Sutliff maple blends that they offer.
Rum and maple. That's one that I want to talk about too, yeah.
It's not as strong as those. It's pretty light, so it's not overwhelming. It's not goopy. You know, the tobacco's not wet, so there's not a lot of topping on there. But
maybe
I get a little bit of a spice as well.
Yeah.
Like almost like a cinnamon or nutmeg kind of a spice. The sourness comes through from the Kentucky. I get the nutty from the burley. I get an earthiness. But primarily, it's the maple scent that that comes through on that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it's not strong. It's a light aromatic. It's
No.
not strong at all.
And I think it's a testament to the name Maple Shadows.
yeah.
Because it's more, maple's the background of this. We want it to be kind of a fall flavor, kind of a fun little blend, but at the same time, it's not going like your autumn evenings, your rum and maple, your maple forage, your milk and honeys with maple, things like that all these other aromatic blends, because I don't know, what is this classified as? Is it classified
It's an
as
arrow.
It is an arrow?
A burley-based arrow.
Burley-based arrow. Okay, so it's not like when it comes to your arrows, this has got a lot of that other earthy, very tobacco-forward scents that are coming through that cause me to want to lean more on this than I do some of the other fall-flavored tobaccos that I go to. I go to maple every fall.
All right. Well, let's we've talked about the 10 note. Let's go ahead and talk about the taste. So, the taste for me, the maple hardly comes through at all.
Yeah.
Actually, I have to say that most of the time the maple doesn't come through. But there's times where I get quite a bit of maple flavor.
Yep.
And depending on which pipe I smoke it in, it's either a good maple or maybe not so good
Yep.
maple.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how to explain it. I get a very sour taste from this.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I get a sour taste, maybe from the Kentucky, but there's a spiciness to it. The sweetness is back and forth, but mostly what I'm getting is a spicy, soury, earthy kind of flavor with hints of nuttiness.
So,
in it.
I'm more on the opposite side of it. This has so far become my favorite maple style blend. I'm comparing it to blends of the same nature. So, like Autumn Evening, of course, with Cornell and Deal. Then there's Rum and Maple by Sutliff itself. Some other unlisted vanilla and maple flavored blends. I can't, brick and mortar style shop stuff.
Yeah.
That I've been comparing it to because, man, every year when it hits cold outside, I've got 4 to 8 ounces of some type of maple blend, and I have to tell you guys, when we got this, I was upset that I couldn't order more. And it's got such a real tobacco flavor to it. I taste all those bready, earthy, nutty flavors inside of it. The maple comes through as a completely, I would almost say, tertiary thought. There's a sweetness that lingers after I'm done smoking. And that's the sweetness that makes me keep going back into it. Because I get the burleys really, really forward. Mixed with like a light cinnamon kind of flavor. Like a little spice.
Yeah, I get that spice. I do. I get the nuttiness. But my big thing about this is it's either a maple blend or it's not. And I don't know what to think about it because the maple is not maple. It's a hidden, like you kind of lean towards the title, the Maple Shadows.
Yeah.
But for me, I either want more maple
Yeah.
or no maple.
Yeah.
Because it's playing tricks with me right now.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what they were going for.
I think, I don't know, maybe.
But, and I want more of a Kentucky flavor in this, rather than
That's fair. That's fair.
rather than it's, to me it's more of a burley flavor.
Yeah.
And I understand that Kentucky is
Yeah.
a burley, but Kentucky, when it's cured, it's got more of a smoky darkness to it, and I'm not getting that.
To me, I enjoy this way more than I've enjoyed a lot of different smokes because the game it plays with me is it gives me the taste of maple. And now through the rest of the smoke, I'm chasing it. And it plays to my cadence. It plays to my smoke style. I'm inhaling, exhaling. Ooh. inhale, exhale, ooh, and I keep going. And it's just, it's doing, I don't know if that's what they wanted to do with it, but it gives me total freedom to literally say, to me, man, this is an all-day, everyday smoke. Like, I could, just because of the sheer amount of Burley and Virginia taste I'm getting in the forward hand of the smoke, I could smoke this in summer.
Well, it's light enough, I think.
It's light enough to do it,
smoke in the summer. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, for me, it's not a home run. It's. I mean, I know you like it, but I either want more maple flavor or more tobacco flavor, and it falls kind of in between right now.
Yep.
So, you know.
See, I've smoked it in 3 different pipes because the ounce you gave me, I think last week, was gone before Thursday. I just had so much fun smoking it in so many different types of pipes that I've just come to the understanding, hey, this is a small bowl, 15-minute smoke. Smoke it. Like, smoke it. Smoke it as hard or as slow as you want. I feel you're going to get something different every time.
I've tried to smoke this hard and slow, and to me it bites a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It does bite me a little bit, so I can't smoke it very hard at all.
Yeah.
So that part of it I'm not real keen on. You know, you're right. It's got a little bit of a tartness to it.
A little, yeah.
The breadiness. There is some sweetness to it. I just wish there was more of a...
Pick a side.
Yeah, more of a Kentucky flavor to it, you know? I don't dislike it. I mean, I'm smoking it, and I'm getting some satisfaction from it.
Yeah.
But...
You don't know if that satisfaction is from the satisfaction of smoking a Burley bowl or the satisfaction of the taste.
Yeah.
I get that. Me, it's just, it plays games enough. Just enough to where you're going to keep smoking it. Because it's not actually scratching the itch of a maple flavor. I will give you that. But to me, this time of year, man, I always go for those maple flavors, and it's got just enough. But more than like Autumn Evening or Rum and Maple, where it's just flavor, this has that oomph.
Yeah.
It
does have some body to it.
Yeah, it has that oomph in it where it satisfies the need to smoke. And I like that much more. I've come to find I like that much more than just the pure flavor.
You know, some pipes that I've smoked this in, it just was wonderful. And some pipes that I smoked it in, it just didn't hit the cylinders for me. So,
Which ones do you think you liked it better in?
I smoked it in a big old Alpha Freehand this morning, and it was delicious.
Okay.
It was delicious this morning.
We're the opposite.
A big old chunky,
Yep. So we're the opposite.
And in this one, this big author, it's okay.
Yeah.
The smaller bowls...
So, yeah, we're the opposite. I found that the bigger bowls add more of the flavor of the maple, and it lets it ruminate, or something like that, whatever the word is. It lets it blend together better. Strategic. I found the smaller bowls, I've enjoyed it better in. Because, to me, I think it plays better in a smaller bowl, where it just kind of lets it play with you all the way through the smoke until you're done, and then you're like, crap. Well, now I got to make another bowl.
This is the first one in a long time we've had opposite opinions about.
Well, we've had different tastes in all of our blends, but we felt the same. But this one, to me, is a winner.
All right, well, so what do you think about the room note on this?
Oh, God. Yeah. This is... If anybody has a problem with the smoke, the room note is where it makes it up at. It's got a nice balance between a tobacco smell and autumn evening. It's not going to grab you like autumn evening does. It's not going to grab you like other maple or aromatic room notes do. But it's not going to offend your English smokers. It's not going to offend. It's pleasant. Very, very, very pleasant.
Yeah, there's a sweetness to the room note that I think attracts everyone. Moisture level on this I thought was really good.
It is set to go.
It was ready to go. What do you think about the nicotine content on this?
I think this, to me, the nicotine hint is what makes it a winner over every other aromatic I've been trying to smoke. The only one that I can think that's closest to it is the gentleman caller that adds deer tongue to it. And that deer tongue just does something different when you smoke it. This is a winner. This is exactly what I've been looking for.
Good. I'm glad we've got some that you can smoke then. I like it in the mornings with my coffee. Okay, so speaking of mornings with the coffee, this reminds me of the Ken Byron Ventures
Burley morning pipe.
Yes.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Except not as creamy.
It's got a little more sweetness to it.
Yeah,
a little more crisp and spice.
Yeah, not as creamy.
Yes, sir.
Alvin Miller will like this one. I'll have to make sure he gets some. All right. Well, I think the nicotine on this is a medium plus for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it burns pretty good. It's clean. It burns at a pretty decent rate. It's consistent. The aftertaste, I get a little bit of that mapleness on the aftertaste. Almost no dampness in the bowl at all. I haven't had to do very many relights, especially when I'm smoking it consistently, not talking in between. To me, it's not an all-day smoke because I do feel a little bit of tongue burn on this. But that's because of my cadence.
Yeah,
the way I smoke.
You smoke a little, just a tad different than I do.
And I think this is definitely intended to be a fall blend for Sutliff. Like I said, this only comes in 8-ounce cans. If you can get some, go ahead and get some and try it. It breaks down to like $2.88 per ounce, so that's really a good deal.
If you don't want the rest, send it to me.
Well, I'm sure that some brick and mortars will have this. I checked today on BNB, online BNB store. They had some in stock.
Oh, good.
So I don't know. Maybe Wilkie probably still has some in stock. Maybe Watch City still has some in stock. You just got to do a search and kind of see where you can find it.
Yeah,
but
because I know this morning when I checked all your major retailers, they were out.
Yeah. Well, it is a limited release, so you're not going to see this all year long. So
yeah.
But they may probably come out with it again as a yearly thing,
I'll be buying 410s.
All right, well, that's my thoughts on this. For you, it's a hit. And
yeah.
For me, it's kind of hit or miss. It's definitely quality tobacco. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
I just, for a personal taste, I just wish it was either stronger or more aromatic. Boom.
I get that's fair. Yeah.
That's what I think.
To me, this meets that middle ground.
Yeah.
That middle ground perfect, where I want something that's going to hit me, satisfy the buzz, but play with my taste buds a little bit too.
Well, we got the deer lease coming up pretty soon, so
yes, we do.
We'll start doing some filming out there as well. It's getting nice and cool around here, so we're going to be breaking out the deeper tobaccos. Look forward to our next series that we're going to start. We're really going to do a deep dive on the Grand Oriental series by McClellan.
Yes.
And so next week we will do the McClellan's Smyrna #1. So we've got a nice little sample from 2012 that we're going to give a shot at and kind of give you our thoughts about that.
Yes.
I think that series, that type of tobacco is very overlooked. That a lot of people don't really know much about the Oriental series.
Yep.
And they're out there, man. You can find them at your pipe shows and things like that.
Every pipe show has something that's along the lines of the Grand Oriental series. Yeah. Every time. And for McClellan blends, relatively fair priced.
Yeah, they are fair priced. I when I went to Chicago, I bought a couple of the Grand Oriental series for like $45 a tin.
That is a fair price, guys. I want to say that.
Yeah, because you're looking.
You're never
at,
going to get McClellan.
I mean,
again.
Frog Morton, 50-gram tin of Frog Morton, you're looking at $65, $70 now. So
Yeah,
you know,
base.
so that's a pretty decent price. So anyway, that'll be coming up next week. All right. Well, thanks for coming by,
Yeah,
and
no problem.
Got another one in the books here. This is something I think people should try if they want to kind of get a taste of fall.
Yeah, absolutely, guys.
You know what would be good with that? More Latakia. Because you guys know I'm a
every
Latakia.
time. Every time.
Anyway, guys, we sure do appreciate you watching. Please send us your comments. Don't forget.
Make all your piping moments count.
We'll see you next time. Have a great week.
See ya.
Bye-bye.